everybody, and welcome to Savagely Delightful, a podcast exposing the schadenfreude nature in all of us. Each week, your co-hosts John and Chrissy will be coming at you with different stories of people making the kind of dumb mistakes that we all just love to hear about.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Savagely Delightful. I am John.
And I'm Christy.
You're not going to say anything?
I just completely froze up. Like, I can think of zero things to say right now. Okay.
Our names.
Yep, that's a thing.
At least I haven't called this Delightfully Savage in 30 episodes.
Ayo.
Because it's 32.
Yeah, it was our second episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Right. It happens.
Yeah. I am 25 now.
Whoop, whoop.
Quarter century year old.
Yep.
And went through a half gallon of tequila over the weekend.
With your sister.
Yeah. That was rough.
It was not just you.
Oh, no. It wasn't me at all. Lauren helped.
Yeah.
But, rough weekend.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun.
I was going to say, you seem to have fun, so.
Oh, yeah. I always have fun with my family.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think we really have anything.
Nope.
Oh, except for I got a 92% on my final for the summer.
Oh.
So I got 3 weeks before fall semester.
Super smart.
What?
I said you're super smart.
Super smart to get myself into years of stress. Yeah.
I mean, don't we all?
That's true.
Even
so
once
we're
that
all
you're...
super smart.
I'm done with school and all I do is stress still.
That's just your life, though.
That's something.
You stress with love.
I stress with love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about that. You want to start us off with this story?
I would love to. So, my first story was submitted by StrongasMeat.
Okay.
Which is dirty.
Some meat is tougher than others.
It gives you protein to make you strong.
Yeah.
Big brain.
Big brain. Okay.
Smooth brain.
Smooth brain.
He says, a few days ago, my wife required hydrogen peroxide drops in her ear to unblock it. Which is actually really nice. You shouldn't use Q-tips. Stop using Q-tips.
I use Q-tips every day still.
Stop using them. Get hydrogen peroxide or eardrops or the wax candles.
I do love a good wax candle.
So don't get an actual candle made out of wax. It's a candle you put in your ear to extract the wax. Do not put a wax candle on your ear.
And do what you want. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, give us content. So
we don't advise it, but
write it down.
Right.
He says, as we were treating her ear, the puppy got a hold of the bottle cap and lost it. We decided to put the liquid in an empty water bottle and store it in some couch pockets on my wife's chair.
Well, I need more context. What kind of puppy is it? Let's
true.
talk about the important things here.
Pics or it didn't happen.
Right.
This morning, I was munching on peanuts and got thirsty and saw a water bottle on the table next to me, and so, as I always do, took 2 big gulps and realized it wasn't water.
Nope. Yep.
I immediately spit it up onto the floor, which was in the process of being mopped by my wife, and just kept spitting to get it all out.
And then it, bubbles.
Yeah.
And
it's like liquid
fizzes.
Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
I tried to throw it up in the toilet for a good 20 minutes, but my body was refusing. I had some milk, yogurt, Tums, anything to coat my throat. I googled what to do, and it's not as bad as I feared. Nausea, check. Bad taste, check. Upset stomach, check. I have to keep an eye out for confusing, I think they meant confusion, or severe pain, though. Poison control is over half an hour wait and not much of an emergency service.
I was going to say for more delirium type stuff.
What?
Delirium? Never mind.
What?
I mean, the symptoms that you were just talking about.
Delirium. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you were talking about some kind of chemical called delirium. Yeah, delirium. It's confusion. First and foremost, you guys are dumb for having an unlabeled bottle of chemicals. especially in a random water bottle that is a clear liquid. Second of all, you're dumb for storing chemicals in furniture. And third of all, I'm quite shocked that taking a few swigs of hydrogen peroxide doesn't have more severe symptoms.
Yeah.
You probably had the 3% grade, which is pretty lucky of you. Did you know that hydrogen peroxide came in different grades?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever paid attention enough.
So the household hydrogen peroxide has 3% in it. Mm-hmm. And, I'm assuming that's what he had, made him pretty sick. But then the next step is 6 to 10%, which is in hair bleach, and it helps lighten the hair. And then at 35% is food grade, which is a very misleading name because it's not safe to eat. It actually causes severe illness and death.
So why would they call it food grade?
I don't know. But then there's industrial strength, which is 90%. And that is toxic to drink, touch, or breathe, and is fatal in very small doses.
So why is it a thing?
I don't know. Well, okay, so the 90% industrial strength is used to bleach fabrics, textiles, and paper products.
But literally never go near it.
Yeah, you can't touch, drink, or breathe it. You most likely have to have, gas masks on to handle it in a full suit.
Stupid.
But use it for a business.
Use bleach.
Yeah. I really am surprised that that's all that happened to you, though. It sounds like symptoms of drinking eye drops almost.
Oof.
Except without the diarrhea.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're not dead.
Isn't that all that eye drops does, though?
I mean, I'm assuming it's nausea and upset stomach too.
Oh, yeah. I guess that would make sense. Okay, you ready for my first story?
Mm-hmm.
Forewarning, this story is quite long. I was going to try and cut it, and I cut sentences here and there, but it is written so well that decided not to.
As good as Dirtiest Larry?
I would venture to say almost better.
Ooh.
He writes well.
He's got some competition.
Right? Okay, so this story is by SmirkyDarkDude. And he writes, "It was time to finish up our family vacation at the lake. I pulled the boat out of the marina where it had been in a slip for a few months. The bottom side of the boat was ick. I picked up several large bottles of muriatic acid at the nearby old-time general store. Checkers, Pickle Barrel, and all the rest. You sponge the acid on the crusty stuff, it vigorously fizzles, and you rinse off months' worth of lake slime in moments. Truly
Nice.
a wonder."
Yeah, that sounds very convenient.
Right? We arrived home sweet home, except it wasn't so sweet. We quickly found out that one of our kids had pooped in the toilet prior to our departure, but not flushed.
Oh, awesome.
Picture an abandoned bioweapons lab in Chernobyl. It was green at one time, probably, then brown. Now it was black. The water in the bowl had long since evaporated, except perhaps what portion of water the new life forms had tucked away. Most of them had died as they attempted to bond with the porcelain toilet bowl. In short, it was no ordinary mess. There was a lot of screaming and finger-pointing, but the offending poopster was never identified. As I think back now, I secretly wonder if perhaps it was me. Nah, I wouldn't be that stupid, would I? Yeah, it was me.
Oh my god.
But I love that he immediately goes to blame the kids.
Right.
What else are they there for?
And it's like blaming the fart on the dog.
Right?
That's what they're there for.
Yeah. Easy out. Okay. So he says, well, regardless of the culprit, the cleanup fell to me. I decided to play a few rounds of a game I call Flush and Roulette. You flush it, it doesn't go down. Do you feel lucky? Perhaps one more flush will clear the clog. Or perhaps the bowl will overflow.
Wait, so the poop absorbed the water?
After
you said it evaporated.
Yeah, the toilet had water in it, and then they were gone for so long that the water in the toilet evaporated.
I mean, yeah, but we go on a week vacation and all of the toilet water is still there.
Theirs was for a whole season. They were
Weird.
gone for a while.
I didn't know that water would evaporate like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, go on.
But, yeah, so we're doing flush and roulette. Perhaps one more flush will clear the clog, or perhaps the bowl will overflow.
Sometimes you gotta take a stick and break it up a little.
Right?
Because I don't...
What do some families have? Don't some families have, like, the poop knife?
Oh my god, what are you talking about?
No, I swear.
Are you sure?
Thing. This is a thing. It is not a thing in my family.
Are you sure?
I promise.
I've never heard of a poop knife before, and I'm very worried.
I promise it is a thing.
Do we have a knife with poop on it?
No, hell no. Like I said, it is not me or my family. But I know that there are families that have, like, a designated poop knife.
Who are these families?
The internet.
I will go to their house with a therapist.
I don't personally...
And talk to them about how that's not okay.
I don't personally know any of them. I'm just saying, I have seen many people online that talk about having a poop knife.
I just lost so much faith in this world. That is
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. If you have that big of poops consistently, good on ya. But
you need medication. You need fiber, not a poop knife.
I don't know. It's legit a thing, though.
I'm scarred. Okay. What the fuck?
Okay, he says, after 2 rounds of this dangerous game, it was clear that this was no mortal clog. It was an undead clog straight from the bowels of Lucifer himself. It actually smiled at me and dared me to flush a 3rd time. No way, hell turd, I will not be tempted.
Stab it with the poop knife.
And even clearing the turd wouldn't have solved the issue of the baked-on slime that was oozing its way out of its confinement in the bowl. Gross.
Yeah.
In a stunning flash of brilliance, I realized that I had brought back a spare jug of muriatic acid. Now, let's pause a moment for a brief public service announcement. I would strongly caution any reader to avoid muriatic acid. It is extremely dangerous, corrosive, toxic, and absolutely in no way, shape, or form intended for toilet bowl cleaning.
Anything that strips, like, the varnish off of speedboats is very potent.
Right? So, he says, the reaction on our toilet was predictably intense. The fumes and bubbling, damn. Well, I knew this would send the clog back to hell where it belonged. Time to close the lid and let nature take its course.
It's gonna take him with it. It's gonna start bubbling and release those fumes, and you're gonna pass out in that bathroom.
Right. It was also time for the wife and I to take the pup for a walk. Sadly, after a long car ride back from the lake, too much fast food with limited fiber content, and perhaps a touch of E. coli mixed with too much sitting, I felt a rumble deep inside.
It doesn't even take that much to mess me up.
Right. Okay, he says, have you seen the sport speed walking? Doesn't it look strange to you? Guys walking with an oddly stiff posture while their legs chew up the pavement in improbable haste, racing them around the track. I know how that sport started. Some guy ate questionable gas station food, then he had to clench his ass tight while he raced home. Or at least that's how I was introduced to the sport. By the time I made it home, I was near a Mount St. Helens level eruption.
Ugh.
I managed to unbuckle and got my pants down past my knees as I entered the bathroom. Sadly, as I bent over to sit on the toilet, the dam burst. So close. I almost made it to a seated posture. Still, a good portion of my waist went into the bowl. Oh sure, about 20% went on the seat, but only a small fraction splattered the back of the toilet wall and floor. But it was too late to stop sitting, so my ass landed on the recently fouled toilet seat, smearing diarrhea on my ass cheeks.
Oh my god.
You're having like a visceral reaction over there.
Yeah. It's not fun.
He said, still, all in all, not that bad. I can clean this, was my first thought.
Not sweet relief.
But it was not to be my last thought on these events. Another science lesson was waiting for me. Know the whole action equal opposite reaction thing? It turns out when I blasted my foul excrement into the toilet bowl at hypersonic speeds, there would need to be an equal but opposite reaction to perform a singularity from forming.
I know where that's going.
And this was no normal bull. For one thing, it had the remnants of the hell turd still churning in its death's throes. The hell turd had frothed up to many multiples of its former self. For another, this toilet bowl was full of wildly active muriatic acid. Truly a hellscape Dante could scarcely envision. And above this frothing cauldron of horror was my anal ring, like an all-seeing eye ruling over the horror, pain, death, and despair below. The opposite reaction waiting for me was a jet of acid powered by a hell turd splashing back out of the bowl and directly into my gaped anal ring.
Oh my god.
Followed by a mind-bending, screaming, searing pain, the likes of which I had never felt as the powerful acid encountered the tender flesh of my unprotected anus.
This dude just fucking scorched his nuts and asshole.
It's so bad.
Oh my god.
It says, in a move that might make an Olympic gymnast envious, I leapt up sideways and then backwards into the sink. I turned that sink into an impromptu bidet, hosing out my burning behind as I screamed, and I am secure enough in my manhood to admit I did shed a few tears.
I would too.
Right?
I'm shedding them for you now.
Right? Like, you would freaking think that would be so terrible. He says, my wife had raced home with the dog in tow, and hearing my screams, she hurried to my rescue. She opened the bathroom door to a scene I can only imagine.
Shit everywhere. A smoking asshole. Hairs singed and burning. Sitting in the sink. Fuck.
It says the hell turd was now non-consensually mating with my diarrhea and crawling out of the bowl. Poo and hell poo had mingled all over the toilet seat. Diarrhea was splattered on the walls and floor. And worst of all, there I was, in all my glory, apparently taking a dump in the sink.
You know, this isn't a normal thing to happen.
No.
This is not...
No.
Like, this
That's why it's on the show.
This doesn't happen to everybody.
No.
You are special. This is weird.
It says she screamed and ran out of the room crying. Out
of fear?
I imagine she was probably laughing, and it was also the horror of seeing all of this everywhere.
She's like, I'm not cleaning that up.
But that is, like, nowhere near to the horror he is feeling in his butthole.
No, not at all.
It says, many hours later, I had cleaned the bathroom. Trying to explain why I was defecating in the sink took longer. My anus eventually healed. The hell turd has been exorcised and is presumably waiting for me in the afterlife. My pride, however, may never fully recover. Your wife is never going to let you live that down.
Never, ever.
And neither are we.
No. What's your email? I want to message you once a month.
Wonderful writing. We're always going to remember this.
We're going to send you a poop knife.
A poop knife. Seriously, some families do that.
No, they don't.
That is, I promise it's a thing.
Not going to Google it either.
Promise it's a thing. One of the podcasts I listen to, I'm pretty sure the host has a poop knife.
That's repugnant and repulsive.
Repugnant. Nice word.
Thank you. I am so disgusted that more vocabulary is coming up.
You're like, normal words can't describe it.
No. I want to get away from this. This is gross.
All right.
Okay.
So, I'm guessing you're moving on to your second story.
This is my second story. We're leaving that behind.
Great writing, though.
Acid shit. Yeah, that was really good. I don't know if Dirtiest Larry good, but that was still really good.
I thought it was awesome. And he wrote it so well, too, that, it's so long, but I'm like, I don't even want to cut that because it's written so well. Mm-hmm. So.
That was pretty good.
We kept it.
So.
Holy crap, we're already 20 minutes in.
Yeah. So my second story is submitted by SkylanTech, and he says, so do you guys know those water slides that you stand in, and then they suddenly drop you straight down into the water slide?
That sounds fucking terrible.
If not, look them up on YouTube. There's nothing like them. Have you ever?
Actually, I think I accidentally went on one.
You have been?
Okay, I didn't mean to. I think because we were somewhere. I think it was like Holiday World or something, and you go up, and there's 3 slides that are like basically connected together, and. Or, like, are side by side. So, like, all their lines for the 3, you go up the same stairs and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, we started going up the stairs and didn't realize what line we were in. And it was one that, like, just as soon as you start going, goes straight down.
This one you stand in and the floor drops out from you.
Oh, see, no. That would freak me out even more. Because, like, even this one, you had to go on these slides, I think, with 2 people. So, like, me and my dad went on it at the same time. And, like, I was little at this point. My ass was not on the raft the entire time. And so I was like, nope, I'm fucking done. Like, it scared the crap out of me. Well, I feel like this is going to be 12,000 times worse.
This one's pretty bad. It's actually one of my irrational fears.
Oh, God.
Yeah, look them up. There's nothing like them. Ah, yes, the sweet memories of my first time on one of these. I feel that my mental and emotional scars have healed enough to tell this gem.
Mine still aren't. And I had a much weaker slide.
At the time, my girlfriend, now fiance, worked as a photographer for one of those resorts with the indoor-outdoor water parks. One of her perks was that her and her family member/friend could get into the water park for free. Nice. So one hot summer day, she had off, and we both decided it'd be fun to go there and cool down for the day. While we were there, I discovered one of their most thrilling-looking water slides.
Nope.
Basically, you stand in this tube, and then the slide operator presses a button, and the slide drops you straight down a good 90 feet before you actually start going down the water slide.
Nope.
Me, being a thrill seeker, of course I had to try it. So I made the great climb to the top of the slide, stood in line, and finally it was my turn. Once I got into the tube, and not like an inflatable tube, like they enclose you into the tube before
like
they
an
drop
enclosed slide.
Yeah, before they drop you. So I was standing there in the. Once I got in the tube, the operator told me to keep my legs crossed. Now I'm a pretty big, heavy guy, so I was like, "That's uncomfortable. That's uncomfortable as fuck. I'm not gonna do that." So there I was, standing in the tube, having a panic attack from anticipation, with my legs not crossed.
Oh, God.
The operator finally presses the button, the bottom opens up, and I fall straight down the water slide. Very quickly, I realize why they have you cross your legs. Water shot so far up my ass so fast, I swear I tasted it in my mouth. My body raced down the slide as I questioned every life choice I had ever made. Once I made it to the bottom, I sat there for a moment absolutely violated. I felt like someone in an episode of Law & Order Special Victims Unit. I built up the courage to finally stand up, and all I could feel was this nice warm stream of water mixed with shit, and maybe a little bit of blood shot out of my ass faster than a steamboat geyser at Yellowstone.
Aww.
I quickly got off the slide and ran to the bathroom with a trail of shitty water tailing me as the slide operator stared in awe. They had to shut down the slide for the rest of the day.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
But man, was my asshole clean after that.
Oh my God.
Moral of the story, keep your damn legs crossed on water slides.
Jesus.
Dude got an enema from a water slide.
Enema, that's the word I was trying to think of. Yes.
But like a very forceful enema that you didn't want.
Non-consensual enema.
And, like I said earlier, this is actually a pretty big fear of mine. Only because I used to watch this show, 1,000 Ways to Die.
Good show.
It was a very interesting show.
/ super scary show.
Yeah, because it was like ways that people would almost never die but have before, and it was like way out in left field.
Literally just cements in that you are never safe.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, in the show, this guy jumped off of a cliff into water, and he was at the perfect angle that water shot up his butthole with such force that his intestines exploded and he died. Yes. So I've always been like irrationally afraid of that.
Nope.
From that one episode. So I
don't like that.
Never going on one of these slides.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
That, like I said, the only thing I have to compare it to is that one slide, because that was terrifying.
But you were in a tube.
Huh?
You were in a tube.
Was I though? Like I said, I was not touching anything. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I was free falling the whole time, and like, it is a black closed-in tube, so you can't see anything. I couldn't feel anything, and just dropped.
See, that sounds fun to me.
It was not.
I would do that right now.
Scared.
Sounds awesome.
Oh my god, that sucks so bad though.
Yeah, poor guy.
Oh, that would hurt.
You ready?
I am. Okay. Oh no, lost my place. Okay, my second story comes to us from Interus06. And they write, so today my wife, 5-year-old son, and I were having lunch at a local restaurant. I had to take my son to the restroom, and following bucket list number 1, I also decided to go. I went to the commode and did my business, number 1, and noticed that they had a bidet. My mom and her husband have been raving about their bidet, so standing there, fully clothed, I decided to turn the knob to low, expecting a stream slightly more intense than a water fountain. What ensued has me horrified still. Several hours later, a slight stream pops down from below the nozzle, and I think, what the fuck is this about? Less than a half a second later, the nozzle decides it's Old Faithful, and I've made the trek to Yellowstone. The nozzle pops down, and a stream of water jets from the bidet, striking me squarely in the left crotch, making it appear as if I pissed myself.
Damn.
And not just a few "he forgot to shake" drops, but full on, that dude pissed himself in public. Thank goodness for my 5-year-old being there. So I took a dump of handful... Thank goodness for my 5-year-old being there. So I dump a handful of water on his pants, Billy Madison style.
Oh my god. What a great dad.
He says, just kidding about that part. Aww. I just had him walk directly in front of me so nobody could see. Needless to say, my wife is still laughing 10 hours later.
I would be too. That's awesome.
I don't get why people that are curious about bidets always, like, try it out when they're not on the toilet.
Yeah, well,
like, that's the whole purpose.
They want to see how it works before they use it without watching it.
I get that. Like, maybe out of a fear type thing.
Yeah.
Of, like, fear of the unknown, especially if it's going towards your butthole. But, like...
At least it wasn't acid.
I've never understood that. Like, there are so many stories of that. And, like, if you want to experience it, just plop your ass down. It's just going to be a little water, a little spritz.
There's been a couple times where I've used the bathroom and have been washing my hands, and, like, the sink... Whenever you turn it on, it's like super messed up and shoots out sideways, and it just goes down my pants and makes me look like I just pissed myself.
Yeah,
it's
the
not
sink
fun.
At my work, the like shape of it. Every time I'm washing my hands, I feel like it is, and it's like just the shape of the bowl, and somehow the heat from the water like gets on my shirt or something, so it like makes me think I'm getting it all wet, and it never is.
Weird,
right? I don't like it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Like, extra self-conscious every day. Yeah. It's great.
It's what you need.
Great times.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you ready for my third story?
I am.
Okay. This was submitted by VonVulpa. VonVulpa. Very interesting name. He says, here's some context. I wrote this a while back. However, my girlfriend of the time begged me not to post a story, so the draft just sat on my phone.
At the time?
Yes.
Is that meaning she's not anymore, and that's why it's now a story?
I think so.
Gotcha.
Having come across the story in my notes and having had a good laugh, it's time to share, and I'm just going to post it as I wrote it.
Sure.
Today, I fucked up when my girlfriend decided that she would take me through her sex toy collection. Everything started off rather coy, as we'd only been dating a couple months. Little did I know my inner child was about to sabotage myself.
Love it.
Amongst the menagerie of toys was an 8-inch clear dildo with a suction cup on the bottom. Having only seen this online and read about one in educational books, I was fascinated to see if it actually stuck to walls. After sticking it to the bed head and seeing it stick there convincingly, my inner child had to test its limits.
He did.
Roof? Yes. Palm of my hand? Yes. Knee? Yes.
Oh my god.
Then a brilliant idea. I wonder if it'd stick to a forehead. To protect.
You gotta find out.
To protect my delicate masculinity, it can't be stuck to my forehead. So the next best thing, I plant it square in the middle of my girlfriend's forehead.
Oh my god.
Surprisingly, it stuck really well. She had become the kind of unicorn that gives small children nightmares and bronies wet dreams.
Oh my god.
This killed us both for a good 5 minutes, and now she had just become the embodiment of a dickhead, and we were making puns like we were on fire. Upon recovering from the hilarity, she went to take it off. Apparently, pulling it off had hurt a little, so we went to the bathroom to check it out. The suction cup had actually left a large, red, blotchy, perfectly circular hickey on her forehead. It was the circumference of a pool ball, and it looked angry.
Oh my god.
She wasn't happy. Needless to say, I could only see the funny side of this, and she was convinced that we would need a truckload of makeup to make this looking somewhat reasonable for the meetings at work.
I was gonna say, I'm so bad at makeup, I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna, I don't even know.
Beanie.
Right? Oh, that's a good idea. I could do that.
3 beanies.
3 beanies. Stack them. It's not enough.
I am now sleeping on the fold-out sofa, questioning my life choices. My girlfriend feels like she belongs in the Avatar: The Last Airbender as a Lost Air Temple member with a giant circle on her forehead, and I can't stop laughing. Would be nice to be in the actual bed, though.
Worth it.
Exactly, yeah. That's totally worth a night on the couch, because that sounds freaking hilarious.
But now she knows she can't put it on her forehead.
True.
We've all learned a lesson.
Yes, thank you for doing it for us.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a gay unicorn, but a dickhead pretty hits it on the spot.
A dickhead, I like it.
Yeah, I would just love to sit around and think of like different puns for it.
Right.
Because that's some good shit.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you ready for my third story?
Yes.
Okay, so my third and final story is by Daniel.
Dan the Baseman.
And he writes, I was taking out the trash at work. The trash usually contains lots of pieces of lettuce and avocado. Yum.
What a healthy trash.
What a healthy trash. You are trashy, but you are nice. I think this trash bag had been sitting in the trash can for at least a couple of days. The container that holds the garbage outside is taller than I am, so the best way for me to usually throw the bag inside is by swinging it and letting it go into the big container.
That has never worked well for anybody ever in existence.
I've been doing this for the whole time I've been working here with no issues.
What, a week?
Here's where the fuck up starts.
Mm-hmm.
My coworker prepared the bags to be taken out, and I didn't realize that one of them didn't have a full knot on it. I throw one out, and it's business as usual. I start swinging the other one, and the moment I let go, all of the trash falls over me.
Yep.
It was moist and warm. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away.
Here I am at work now, smelling like trash, and 4 more hours to work. My shoes have garbage juice inside of them.
Gross.
And they make a squeaky sound every step I take. Garbage juice. I hate it.
So I got one better for you.
Oh, God.
Are you done with your story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I used to work at this really nice restaurant that didn't look really nice, but it was.
It's an Indiana classic.
Yeah. If you're in Indiana, you know what it is. But I was a dishwasher there. And so every night the chefs would, over the night they would put their used pans and stuff in this really big, like 10-gallon pot. And it had like oil and water in it to quench it really fast. So at the end of the night, I'd have to take this whole thing, dump it out, and just start working on this. Working on all the pans and just washing dishes in general over the night.
Gross.
Every single time I would, leave, go home, shower, scrub really hard, and then go to school the next day. Mm-hmm. No matter how hard I scrubbed, no matter with what soap, I would go to the next day at school, and people would always be like, John, you smell like food. You smell like old food. Yeah, and my arms would be like oily from all that grease and oil of sticking my hands in it. Ugh. Like I said, I washed my hands. I would scrub.
Hey, you were always moisturized.
I guess. Or I was just breaking out all the time.
Silver lining.
But yeah, I'd be in math class and people would just start sniffing and be like, do you smell like old food? And I'm like, ugh. Yeah, probably.
And that is a terrible smell, too.
Yes. And it would bring back, the memories of people's half-chewed food spit back onto their plates that I would have to scrape off and then wash. And, yeah, it was nasty. I feel your pain.
Right.
And, yes, we'd have to take out the trash, too. And there has been multiple times where I've gotten covered in garbage juice. It's not fun.
What an asshole, though, to not tie the bag.
Right? Yeah.
And I would think that you would notice before you just hurl it, but I could totally see how you'd be on autopilot and just send it and it just gets sent all over you.
This is a valuable life lesson. Never trust anybody.
Yes.
Ever.
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 But those are our stories. Do you have anything to add, John?
I do not. Nope. Like I said, 25 now. Just relaxing for these next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Just booling.
Bowling with my homies.
But we will see you guys next week.
We will see you next week. If you have any stories to share them. If you like what you hear, rate us. If you don't, please don't,
Even if you don't like us, give us a good rating.
Yeah, only if it's good.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
See ya.
So, you may have made a mistake today, but at least you didn't mess up as badly as the people we discussed. If you did, we would love to hear about it, and we may even feature your story on an upcoming episode. You can find us online at www.savagelydelightful.buzzsprout.com, on Twitter at savage_delight, and on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at savagelydelightful. If you like what you heard today and you want to show your support, please consider donating to us on Patreon at patreon.com/savagelydelightful. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future episode releases, and please consider leaving us a review so that it's easier for others to find our podcast. Thanks, bye!